All right, good morning, everybody. It is May 12th or May 13th, actually May 13th, Wednesday. So we are trading the simple switch trading algorithm today for day trading. Right now we have a switch. So basically, whenever it switches, it gives me permission, and the volume agrees with what I want to do. Then I can go ahead and buy. So right here, our algorithm is switched. We have permission, and the volume agreed. So we entered the trade, and we entered the trade on the open of the next 5-minute candle. And when the algorithm switches, it gives me my ideal entry price, which we missed it. We're a little bit late here. And then also gives me my targets and my stop. So I don't have to do anything. I don't have to know anything about candlestick patterns. I don't have to know anything about support resistance. I don't have to read the chart. I don't have to do any research on the company. I don't have to do any of that stuff. All I have to do is look at my algorithm. And when it switches, if it gives me permission and the volume agrees with what I'm about to do, then I can get in the trade. And before I even enter the trade, I know what my risk is, so I can also implement my risk management strategy and buy the appropriate share size for that strategy. So right now we're in this trade, and hopefully it will be a winner. That will be an awesome way to start the day. I'm going to step away for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and put my stop and my target in, so I don't have to sit here and watch it. Sell 48.25. All right, so that's my first target. If I'm here watching it, then I could try to squeeze a 2 or 3R out of it. But since I'm going to step away, I'm just going to take the 1R if it gets there, and then I'll come back later and see how this trade turned out. All right, so unfortunately, we got stopped out of this trade. That's a bummer. So for my students, though, there are some lessons here. One, I don't like to get in this late. This is an accident on my part. I was a little bit late to the party, but I was still in a good spot. But as I hit the key, this just happened. So that's a bummer, because then your risk reward ratio is bigger and to the risk side. So then it takes more wins to make up for the loss. We like to have a 1-to-1 or better. We don't want it to be more like a 1 1/4 risk to a 3/4 win. We don't want that. So, and that's what ended up happening here on this trade. So that part's a bit of a bummer. But the algorithm did its job, told me when to get out. So I got out. This thing may continue lower. It may, market conditions could change and it could go all the way back up. But as long as I follow my algorithm, I know I have an 80 to 90% win rate. Now that this was a loser today, this particular stock, tomorrow almost definitely will be a winner when it sets up the trade. So not a big deal to take a loss on it today, so that I can have a winner on it tomorrow and the next 7 days or whatever it ends up being. So all right, we'll look for another trade and we'll be back. So I think I'm going to call it a day with just that one single trade. It doesn't look like anything else is going to set up in time to make it worth trading, because they're already at 326. So if basically I have 20 minutes to get in and out of a trade, 4 candles, nothing looks like it's going to be ready to do that. So we'll take our $155 loss today on our one stock. No big deal, because that stock very rarely has 2 losers in a row, and unfortunately it had those 2 losers in a row this week, and I just took one right now. So that means tomorrow should be an awesome trade in that stock. And you typically, my stocks, I trade the same stocks every day, so they typically have the same rough movement sizes. So today's $150 loss will be a win of around 150 bucks next time I trade it, probably. So I don't really stress out about it when I have an 80 to 90% win rate. This particular stock have like an 85% win rate. If I trade it throughout the day, if I only trade it after noon, I basically have a 90% win rate. So I track all my stocks to see where my highest probabilities are, and then I trade based on that. But I did take another trade in my other account while we're sitting here. I'll show you that, which is not on the simple switch strategy. Let me bring that up. Okay, so here we are in TVIX. So if you're not familiar with TVIX and you're a trader, I guess I would say don't get familiar with it. It's a pretty dangerous instrument to trade. Yeah, it's got its term that everybody knows it for being called, did you get TVIXed? So, because TVIX can hurt really bad, really fast. But so I traded on a scalping basis. So I jumped in it with just 3 shares, and I'm at $52. So my other account made a little extra money in this. I put my stop right in here. I'm going to wait till towards the close of the day, and then I'll see where this thing's at, and then I'll figure out how I'm going to close my position out. But TVIX, let me just show you. All right, so here we are on a 4-hour candle. Just wanted to kind of show you how dangerous TVIX can be. I traded it back here, this little arrow. Last time I traded it, and I made like $10 on it. I bought it around $40 a share, sold it around $50 a share, which was a nice little gain. And then, maybe 5 days later, started a nice rise. I was like, oh, I should jump in it, but then I'm going to get TVIXed, which is basically when this thing tanks on you. And so I didn't do it. And there's decay in this and everything. So even if you try to hold it long term and nothing happens, the price decays. So it's basically inevitable that eventually this is going to go to 0, and then I'll have to reverse split it and then keep going. So anyway, so I got out. I didn't go for the ride, and then bam! Look at this ride over a very short period of time. Each one of these black bars is a day. So look at that thing, and then some sucker bought it right here at 1,000. And this happened to him just in a day or 2 days, 2 or 3 days. 1,000 all the way back down to $270. So brutal. I told one of my trading friends, I was like, as soon as this clicks 1,000, I'm shorting it. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get in this short. I'll pay like hundreds of dollars to locate. And I wasn't able to get in short on this. I wish I could have. That would have been awesome. But anyway, so TVIX is an instrument I play sometimes as a day trade. But it's extremely volatile. There's decay involved, so it's definitely going to go down eventually. But it can do this before it goes down. So, you're like, oh, just short it if it's going to decay and go down. Yeah, but that can happen to you like in no time. So, yeah, imagine you were short that. And the thing is, that can happen over gaps. See the gaps? Like, look at this gap right here. So, basically, 275 roughly. And then we're looking at an open of 362. Huge gap percentage wise. That easily could have blown up a whole bunch of accounts. So yeah, I mean, this is just so dangerous to trade this thing. So I don't. Or look at this gap. Imagine you were in this thing right here at 775, and then it opened roughly around 552. I mean, come on. So yeah, you got to be really careful. I just trade this as a day trade. So far we're up $50, so I'm going to probably cash that out here shortly and make a little money. So lost 155, another account. Looks like this one we're going to make anywhere between 50 and 100, and come back tomorrow on Thursday and see what there is to buy. Okay, I just wanted to pop back in here and show you what ended up happening with my TVIX trade. So I saw some weakness. This is all a technical trade. I saw some weakness here, put my stop in, bounced out at 210.83. for $43, $44. So we locked that up. So we're out of that one. Done. And then down here, this open order is my futures trade, which I'm going to showcase later on. And I'll do a futures recap on futures trading. But that's what you see open right now is a futures order open. So anyway, so here we are. So yeah, so that was my TVIX order. Sweet. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow.